Another Saturday, another video where I complain about something stupid that no one cares about. As of the recording of the voice part of this video, it's January 1st. This just happened. Fresh in my mind, yet I still managed to forget details. People were in fact shooting up fireworks when I wrote down like notes and quote-unquote scripted the video. So happy new year, I guess. This episode, New Year in VRChat. I feel I mentioned this multiple times, but just for context, I'll go through the whole spiel again. Hi, my name is Kjell, and I have some pretty severe anxiety issues. I was hoping to use VRChat to help me at least get used to, people. At least help with the social anxiety. I talked to some doctors about the other thing and, where I randomly have anxiety attacks for stupid reasons. But they didn't really have a good solution for that one. But, I hope that it could help at the very least, hearing voices and people interacting with me while still having the safety of VRChat. Someone's being a jerk. Boop. I'm home. Much easier than figuring out an escape route and Mission Impossible my fat ass out of there. In the beginning, I was a bit worried. It's called VRChat. And, I due to my issues, I don't think I'll be able to, chat. So I looked around and found out that there's a thing in VRChat known as mutes, and that they were supposedly accepted. Some even claim beloved by the community. In my experience, that is a freaking lie. Now, I don't have any friends in VRChat. I mainly world hop and explore on my own, but every now and then I may brave a public, which is never a positive experience. I just realized I have to record VRChat for this video. Well, I got OBS working well enough with VR once. I'm sure I can figure out why it only worked once, if I just have the energy to deal with that. No, but it's never a good experience. I hop into a public world. Either bouncers, assholes, or kids running around screaming racial or homophobic slurs. Where are your parents? If I thought about saying anything half that bad, I would get my ass handed to me. And my quote-unquote mother is quite racist. Every time we drove past some darker-skinned people, I would just wait. Come on, ask the question. And within 10 seconds, she would say, huh, where's the fire? So it's a little bit weird, but hey, I would consider myself a better person. Assholes will be assholes. Not a whole lot you can do about them. And bouncers is a problem. You see, I don't know how to gesture February 13th, 1990. That is at least what my old debit card claims, the one that I use as ID. To be honest, I haven't given a hoot in years. I think the last time I quote-unquote celebrated my birthday was when I turned 22. And by celebrating, I mean my quote-unquote mother said happy birthday. These days, it's only my phone service provider that texts me on that day. Well, just get age verified, I hear you saying. And to that, I say, I am. Still amazed that my moped license from 2006 worked. Changed quite a bit, but I guess the AI was like, dude, like it gotta be him. Like no one else can be that ugly. Like there's no way we can have two of these things just kind of running around. But there are two problems. Maybe connected. Bouncers don't check that. And I believe there's a possibility that they don't check that because there are kids, obviously under the age of 18, that are verified. Because of dumb parents who think their 8-year-old should have access to 18 plus lobbies. And help them get verified. Why isn't that illegal? If I buy alcohol for someone under the age of 18, which is the legal drinking age in Norway, if I get caught, I'd be screwed. I would get the same punishment as if I'd sold them hard drugs. Like, this has to be illegal to some degree. But anyways, no, but like every year I try to at least go to a public in the New Year world. However, this is where my complaining starts. I know you probably thought I already was, but nah, that was just me informing. The first year I participated, in the Default Home, there was a portal. And I thought this was really nice. I would just walk into it, and the game just kind of slotted me into a random lobby or something. I didn't choose which lobby to enter. Someone popped a blood vessel shouting at me for joining their world. It wouldn't be my fault. Blame the game. The last 2 years they haven't done this. Or at least I haven't been able to find the portal. I have to look up the world and choose a lobby or start my own. It would be my fault if that happened. This year I went to Default Home. There was an update and I was like, yes, portal. Looked everywhere, couldn't fucking find one. So I don't think there was one. Around 11:45 I just logged out. I'm not dealing with this. I walked out my front door thinking I could watch the fireworks out there, but my neighbor's entire bloodline was out there. So I turned around and went back inside and locked the door. Screw that. I don't have anything against that neighbor, but their son is one of the many who pretended to be my friend while stabbing me in the back. I don't want to see him. So I ended up spending New Year's in this very chair, with a beer and a cig, staring out the window, because someone living like northwest-ish of me were shooting up fireworks. VRChat developers, I know you're not gonna watch this. It's in the playlist shouting at the void for a reason. Why no portals? There was one the first year I did this. There already are plenty of permanent portals there. Why can't there be one to this world for 24 hours? Like where the fishing world is. Like, I like that world, but just for 24 hours. Have the low population portal there. People need more, they can manually do it themselves. Man, how about over there? Me assuming I could get OBS working with VR again. That's where we used to spawn when entering this place. But after the avatar store was put into the game, we spawned in front of the mirror. This thing isn't being used anymore. 24 hours, portal to New Year's world, there. Right there. You don't fucking use it anyways. When you try to enter this world, you just get slaughtered in front of the mirror, reminding me that I'm some scum who use free avatars because I can't afford to pay for one. I know the devs put a video on YouTube a while back where they talked about like age gating and updating that stuff, making VRChat a place where children are safe, but adults can be themselves or whatever the fuck ever. And hopefully that'll help, but I'm not holding my breath. They would have to investigate people. And like, hey look, they're age verified, but they sound like a 6-year-old. We should probably take their badge away. Which I don't think they will do. Every time I enter a public lobby, even group public, I always have to deal with something. Be it children, assholes, asshole children, bouncers, people shouting at me for not talking. It's called VRChat. Or people that look at my avatar and accuse me of liking animals a bit too much and in the wrong way. Look, in my defense, I was told to find an avatar that represented me. Straight, male, boring. Something you could imagine running into on a normal day. But for every 1,000 female avatars, you may find one male. And it's either an ad from a video game, anime, or is some poorly optimized half-naked e-boy. Does not represent me. And these things are so poorly optimized that by joining a public, I could cause people to blue screen. Me getting reported for being a so-called crasher, and I'll get like that nuisance status that I see people throw around. Meanwhile, all I've done is use an avatar that have way more polygons than it should have. Eventually, I found this, made by some Danish dude. Optimization is yellow, which I heard was fine. How does this represent me? The Norwegian flag. It'll just have to do. Age verification was, in my opinion, a good idea. But it was ruined by retarded parents who think it's a good idea to let their 6-year-old shitlin have access to 18+ lobbies. I mean, I get it. I played the first GTA and the first Doom way before I was old enough. But I was raised to know the difference between right and wrong. If I was an annoying little shite, my parents beat the shit out of me. If one of my siblings did something bad, they would beat the shit out of me. They didn't just hand me an iPad or a Meta Quest, because they didn't exist back then, and then just tell me to go to my room. I did check out the world though, in the White Lobby. It was nice. 9 out of 10. Could have been 10, but not enough portals.